New segment to the video. Can you name the riff? For those of you that guessed Lamb of God, laid to rest, you're correct. Back to your regular scheduled programming. So if you're a regular viewer of mine, you're probably thinking that was a really weird introduction. It's mainly to try and spark some ideas, because I feel as though usually I struggle to think of stuff on the fly. So why don't I just play regular riffs so I can get some inspiration flowing for future episodes. That's probably going to be a little introduction to each video and just be like, guess the song. And I play some obscure riff that's either you haven't heard of ever or is one that is very popular. So what I am thinking for today's riff-a-rooney, we're going to be in D standard tuning, and I've got this, another clean tone. This is what I've been playing around with, just literally looping this thing. And repeat. So what I'm going to do is record that in and then figure out something after that. Sound good? Tempo time. Try 100. Yep, 100 sounds good. Recording. Simple as that, guys. Come on now, it is really easy to make music, you know. Drum fill towards the end of that, and it's going to be yep, gonna figure that one out now. There's your drum fill. Moving on, repeating this over as sort of like a background layer. Okay, now we're gonna get the distorted stuff going. Oh yeah, baby. Know what? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to add drums over the top of this first to get an idea of the groove I'm going to find and then match that with the guitars. So, drum time for this. I know, forgive me, I'm going to have to unplug my mic to plug in my keyboard. I have no idea why this happens, but I have an extender due for here, which has a USB-C to my USB-C laptop. But when I extend it in and put it into a USB-D or A, whichever one it is, the regular one, and then plug that into a USB-C into my keyboard, that doesn't then work, but it works if I just have a direct USB-C to USB-C, which is what is running my mic into a second audio interface. So, any tech wizards who could figure that out for me, please do, because it sucks. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my handy-dandy MIDI keyboard and program in some drums. I'll move the camera around so you can kind of see what I'm doing. But yeah, let's do that now, shall we? So a really bad example of how I usually program drums, because I don't actually use the keyboard very often, but I think it was good to get a feel and a groove going. But as I said before, we're going to get some thicker sounding tones to go over the top of this. So for those of you wondering, it's literally just basic power chords following the root note of that clean lick. Right, I think bass behind this is going to sound pretty good. that. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to play this lead thing over the top of it that repeats, and it's going to be sort of a lo-fi track in the background of this intro bar here, and then as it hits into this main bit, it will still play, but we're going to take the EQ off, and it will sort of give it another element to this main section here. But we'll record that in now to see how that sounds. Yup. Oh, yeah, once a sort of sweep. Beautiful. Oh, stunning. Absolutely stunning work. Perfect. Bada bing, bada boom, bitch. So to follow that lead section, the I'm going to copy that onto Absinthe 6, which is a pretty new plugin. I'm going to try and find a sound that's similar to that. Ooh, that's quite cool. And then we'll just create the MIDI region for that. So I've just added a sub bass to this, which I think sounds pretty cool. Really does just thicken up that regular bass tone, which I might start incorporating actually, now that I've discovered this. I'm really liking the way this sounds altogether to start with. Oh, immediately into a verse section. And I'm putting the guitar down, because I don't think it needs guitar for this bit. It's going to be drums, bass, and vocals. So we'll try and figure out a drum pattern for that now. No, damn it. I'm thinking I'm going to add some, like, the harmony to that lead as well, just to break it up from that first section. But just have it as a really quiet layer underneath. That immediately just sounds so cool, because it's slightly different from this initial bit of the it's the harmony of it, and it just gives it a really nice texture that I like. Okay, now I'm hearing the drums bit. Okay, so you're probably wondering why my face is just plastered to your screen right now. It's because I don't really like the verse section that I just wrote, okay? And to save you the boredom of literally an hour and a half of footage, I'm just going to condense it so that you can hear it at the end. I don't really particularly like it, but I mean, I'm going to show you it anyway, because that's the whole point of this stupid little YouTube channel of mine. But yeah, I'm just going to go back to whatever I was saying and do the whole, let's listen to it in its entirety, and then you listen to it, and then you like the video and subscribe because you love me so much. Okay, bye. So that sounds pretty cool with that sort of absinthe synth pad behind the bottom of this verse riff. I'm not sure if I like the verse riff, in fairness, and I think I'm going to save this section for another video. But this first bit, on the other hand, I'm very pleased with. It's exactly the sound I was looking for tonight's session. But yeah, anyway, we'll listen to this first section, see what it sounds like transitioning into that verse bit. So yeah, let's give it a final listen. No, don't like that verse at all. So we'll save this section for a new video. But I change it into the major, and it just sounds daft at the end. It just doesn't sound very good for the theme I'm going with this song. But anyway, if you did enjoy it, guys, please do give the video a like and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you in next week's video.